Fed tomorrow, well, it starts today, but tomorrow we've got the Bank of England coming up later on in the week as well. I see the dollar gaining a little bit of traction over the last hour. What's positioning like going into the Fed meeting?
Positioning for the dollar has been well short, particularly against the euro. Hedge funds probably at record long euro positions heading into the Fed meeting, and I think probably what you're seeing today is maybe a little bit of profit taking, trimming some of those positions. But indeed, market is still short. The bets are definitely against the dollar. The bets are that Fed will be continue its dovish calls tomorrow, especially in light of the lack of fiscal stimulus. I think that's going to be the interesting take, whether the Fed, whether Chair Powell makes specific statements to the stimulus. And some sources I've talked to think that he will. And if he does, without the stimulus, the markets will definitely take that as a dovish lean, if you will, and probably beat the dollar up a little bit more.
Vince, we're looking at Eurodollar futures right now. Obviously, the narrative is lower for longer. When do we think we're actually going to get a Fed hike? What are they pricing?
Well, basically, markets are looking at 3 years from now at this point. I think that's a little bit optimistic, but at the end of the day, sans inflation, no inflation, and still seeing sort of meager growth perhaps in 2021 as the virus lingers without a vaccine. There's really no push from the Fed to raise rates. I mean, their goals are inflation, price stability and economic growth, employment. With price stability, it leaves them free to let that Fed funds rate stay as low for longer as they like. There's nothing really to move them into that space, lest you get into that conversation once again. We need to raise rates just in case we need to lower them again later, which I think is crazy. But